Okay, so I've been trying to make wax foundations for reasons in beehives, and you can buy a $800 embosser to roll wax frames through and get little sheets of wax all sorts of different ways. But I didn't want to spend $800 on an embosser because I'm cheap. So I got this $20 silicone mold from Amazon, and I've been trying to make the foundations in a few different ways. Got them in this here sort of
Rubber.
heating pan. I don't know, this is the one that you put the sterno under it, heat things up. Just to catch the extra wax every so often. I come in, flake it up, put it back in my melter, my sacrificial melter, some old cheese pot, fondue pot kind of thing, mini slow cooker. And I've tried a few different methods of like putting it in a bread pan and then evenly pouring it across, taking that thing, just dumping it all in there. Latest thing I've been trying is just ladling a little bit at a time, and mixed results. Dumping it all in there made some pretty solid foundation, and they were sturdy. I could put them in frames and I didn't have any problems with them. This ladle method, I think it makes them thinner. You can kind of see a little translucentness, and it makes them more brittle. I don't know if that's the wax I'm using or if it's because of how I'm pouring it in there now. People say you're only supposed to use capping wax because if you melt down a whole frame worth of wax, you can get pesticides and all sorts of stuff. That's probably true. I don't care. I'm not doing that right now. Purely because I'm using the wax that I got. And I imagine it's such a small part for what the bees will be using that it's not going to hurt them in the long run. But, whoop, it was a little warm there. Grab it by the rubber bit. Pro tip. And you get it, and just kind of lightly pour it across. And what I've liked about the ladle is I can sort of distribute it evenly. Before, it was just all in one goopy pile, and you'd get a lot of holes in the wax, or you'd have to put a lot of extra wax on there. And then when you layered the second one on top, a bunch of it would ooze out and make messes that you'd have to clean up and ruin your wife's kitchen. And she says she doesn't mind because she's a very supportive wife, but also she was having to clean up wax, so yeah. But I just keep ladling it in. Some of it will cool, but I think as long as the top layer stays warm enough that when the second layer goes over it, it will emboss upon it the style of the foundation. And there will be some run out. It's not perfectly level, so there's going to be some uneven spots, but I kind of can use the ladle and move it around a little bit. I think there's enough wax there. So I'm going to pop that down. It's going to run out a bit. Make a little crease. We'll let it wait. After it cools, we'll get something about like that.